For people that are just tuning into this, and this is the first time seeing you, what's like maybe a misconception of you think that might be out there that just because people saw like quick videos on YouTube or a quick TikTok or Instagram or something?
That's a good question. I feel like
So
Caleb has a good idea for that.
Is there a couple misinterpretations, like 2 or 3 that?
Well, I think one of them is actually what Joe said. He was like, so you're like a business coach. I was like, I'm not a business coach. Like, we just own businesses. So I don't coach anybody. The only people that like I work with are companies we own.
Right.
So that's probably the biggest misconception. Because I get DMs all the time.
So you more invest in companies?
That's all I do.
Okay.
Exclusively is investing in companies.
And then once you invest in it, you're invested in it and you're going to help. And
well, yeah, then I'm going to do everything I can to grow the, because I'm literally vested.
Part of the team.
Yeah, 100%. And so we basically built, so acquisition.com is a business that builds businesses. So I was thinking, like, I look at Warren Buffett, who's a big hero of mine, and I was like, okay, how do I take all the money I have and then create a business where I can actively work on the business while also compounding my wealth? And so I knew it had to be something where I could mix money with active time. So if I make a real estate deal, I put money in, but I don't put any time in, so I don't have a lot of value add there. Like, I'm not gonna, I didn't make my money in an apartment building, so I can, conceptually I get it, but like, I'm not in it. Someone comes to me with, 10 locations of a hair salon, they got a cool, unique model, and they're like, I wanna get to 200. I'm like, we can do that. Like, that's a game we are good at. Or if someone's like, hey, I've got this, unique way that I help insurance sales guys triple their sales volume by doing these 3 things that's different. I have this tool that helps them. Then I'm like, cool, that's a business that
I mentioned to Ryan on the way here.
Yeah.
I have these ideas all the time. My wife's like, pump the brakes. She's like, can you and I together, can we make that company better? And I'm like, I see your, and like, how interested are you going to be in it for how long?
Right.
And so that's a good question for people that are like thinking of investing, or if you have someone that's going to invest, can they make your business better than where it's at now?
Totally.
If they can't, then it's probably not meant to be.
So we look at the person, like, do we like this person? Would I want this, it sounds terrible to say this, but like, do I want this person to be rich? And I'm like, I want this guy, I want him to be somebody who's an example to other people because I want him to be rich. I'm like, I will help this person even if I didn't make money. So it's like, that's checkbox 1. The second one is like, how big do I think this opportunity is? If it's something that serves a very, very, can only get to 10, maybe 20 million, it's something that I'm not like, not that I won't help somebody, but I might not be as interested as something that I think get to 100. It's a bigger marketplace, serves a bigger need, whatever. And then the third one is like, what's my unique value add? Like, this is a great founder, this is a great business. It's not my wheelhouse.
But you can think of 5 other people that could help.
Yeah, and I could refer them, or what we'll do is just say like, hey, I don't think that what I could do merits the investment that I would want to make this meaningful for me. So just, this is what I would do. Good luck. So we'll give somebody, even if we're not going to work with them, like just our general plan of what we would do. Because like, Caleb knows this because he's been working with me for a while, but like, we're big believers in like, it'll come back. You know what I mean? And even if it doesn't come back, so all I did was help someone. Oh no, you know what I mean? Like, for free? Yeah.
Right.
Like, I'll die happy. Like, it's fun. So that's kind of the thought process behind it.
I'll hit this last set.
Piston.
Woo!
Nice set.
Smoked it.
You want to do one draw? Yeah. You want to do the 35 and then burn it out?
Sure.
All right.
Is there any other misconceptions?
I was going to ask Caleb, because you see the DMs and the comments a lot. Thinking of a
people
business
think
coach
that you're
is
like
one.
people think that you're like Mr. Krabs on SpongeBob. All you care about is money.
Well, you know what?
That might not even bother you, but
no, yeah, I've always been really hesitant to say like, I don't care about money, because I do care about money.
Yeah.
And I never want to get into a situation where we're like, he did that for the money. I'm like, yep, 100%. That's what I did it for. So it's just like, what am I doing for the money? So it's like, I have values, as long as it doesn't contradict a value. Like, I have, someone's like, it costs them a penny to make this thing they sell for $100. That's terrible. I'm like, dude, you price off value, not off cost. So that's just American. Because as soon as you say that a certain amount of profit is not ethical, you get into this really gray area where I'm like, what's okay? 100% markup? 200? Like, is it 201%?
Does he end up in the DMs at all or no?
Oh yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah. I do.
Does he end up in the DMs?
Guru,
Yeah, people calling you like a guru or whatever, but like
it's like business coach, mentor, guru, all of that kind of. It's just because that's the space, which is why we tried to like very consciously say like,
just watch yourself.
Oh, my bad. I was like, we don't sell anything. You know, like I don't have any courses. I have no masterminds. I almost removed. I'm still going back and forth on removing the tag because I have a book for 99 cents, just because the internet doesn't deal well with gray. With nuance, that's what like, internet doesn't do well.
Do you find yourself defending yourself in your DMs?
No, I don't.
You've been pretty good with that?
Oh, yeah.
That's not
sure?
my...
I'm kidding.
That's not my... I lean more towards like...
Yeah, I understand.
Well, because it's like...
Joking with people or giving them good advice, right? Yeah.
Yeah, because I also get some of the companies we have are, you know, they're founder facing, you know, they're face of brand, kind of like you with Slingshot, right? Like,
yeah.
And people give them flack and they're like, and they get bugged, you know, they get bugged by it. And I'm like, I always feel like you get bugged by stuff that you think there's a string of truth in it.
Power Project family, I hope you guys are enjoying this episode. Now, I want to talk to you guys about 3 things that have vastly improved our sleep, because you guys know how fucking important that is at this point. The first thing are the blue light blocking glasses from Bond Charge, because they help you start producing the melatonin you need to produce before you go to sleep. Secondly, the blue light blocking bulbs, because then you can replace the lights in your bathroom, in your bedroom, the places that you frequent at night, so that when you got to turn on the lights, go peep or poo, you're not bathed in artificial light. And then the last thing are the sleep masks, so that when you are sleeping, you are covered in the dark of night. Andrew, how can they get it?
Yeah, you guys got to head over to bondcharge.com. That's BON charge.com/Power Project. And at checkout, enter promo code Power Project to save 20% off your entire order. Links to them down in the description, as well as the podcast show notes. Let's get back to the podcast.
And so if I was like, Mark's got pink hair, he's a girl, you'd be like, I mean, okay.
Right.
All right.
Right.
But if it was like, I'm not saying you, but like if somebody, you know, Johnny over here, you know, rips off his customers and he like has a terrible product, doesn't deliver support, if Johnny gets upset by that, then there's probably an element of truth there.
Yeah,
but if
right.
Johnny hasn't lost a customer and has net negative churn and his thing's doubling every month because it's all based on word of mouth, he'd be like, okay.
If he's known
sure.
for having the best customer service ever, he's laughing about it.
Right. And so it's like, I think there's gold in the comments if you can like take you can take your ego out of it. It's like all the gold's there. But like if you get upset, then it's like that's a good indicator rather than like I should get defensive. It's like, dude, you're right. We're working on it.
Makes sense. 2 or 3 people say the same thing. It's like,
yeah. And I don't
maybe
think
you should look at it. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think humans biologically are meant to do what social media does on the plus or the negative. Like we're social beings, and so we feed off of feedback. So like you're a kid and you look around and you're like, what does that mean? And then an adult says, this is what that means. And then you're like, oh, that's what that means. Now, what they just said might completely be wrong. Right. But like we orient ourselves with feedback. But then a lot of people can't take 1,000 people in a day telling them they're a piece of shit. It's just, but like biologically, we weren't built for social.
No,
you know what
we
I mean?
probably had interaction with like 50 people,
right.
100 people in a lifetime.
And if 100 out of 100 people you talk to said you're an asshole, like you should fix your behavior.
Yeah.
But if you've got 1,000 telling you're an asshole and 1,000,000 saying you're amazing, you still hear the 1,000 and it hits the same.
Yeah.
So I think that's and on the flip side, the fame, like the crazy mania of like, you're amazing, you're a god, you can do no wrong. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
It's just as, if not worse. So it's like, I think you have to unplug from the matrix and say like, none of this matters. Like all the hate, that's their worldview reflecting on me, and all the positive is like, I'm filling a hole that someone didn't fill for them, but it has nothing to do with me. You know what I mean?
It doesn't make you any more loved by your wife.
No.
Right? Like that's what I share with people. Like I have some friends that have like, they value like, I guess the stuff I've done, right? Yeah. And they'll say certain things and they'll say, hey, just to be clear, your wife doesn't love you any less than my wife loves me. It's the same, you know, unless there's other things we don't know about. But it should be similar, right? Yeah. Your mom and dad, your family, it's as long as you got like a healthy family, like it's the same.
Yeah.
It's not more, it's got more followers.
Right. Clayton Christensen, who was a Harvard business professor, he died at like 64 from cancer. Guy like killed life, like 2-time national champion, NCAA basketball player, Harvard Business School, then professor, founded big businesses, whatever. And he wrote this book called How Will You Measure Your Life? It was a really interesting book where he talks about like a lot of his Harvard Business School like friends, they only measured their life with money because it was the easiest thing to measure, not because it was the most meaningful. And so he talks about how different ways to look at measuring, because when you're dead or when you're 80 something, you're not like, man, I'm so glad I'm worth 10 billion instead of 5. You're like, man, I wish my kid were here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so he talks about, you have your strategy. He said, but where strategy meets reality is resource allocation. So resources being time and money. It's like, where do you spend your time?
Your kid's not going to be like, that was so sick, my dad invested in 50 different businesses.
He's like, he was there and he went fishing with me.
He was there, he wasn't.
Yeah, exactly. No, totally.
Yeah.
And so he talks about like spending, he said, you can stay at work late one night and your marriage probably won't be different. Like if you miss dinner one night. He's like, but the problem is that they'll sacrifice that like today thing, but they lose the long-term benefit, and they sacrifice that for the short-term benefit of the promotion, of the recognition for a project. He's like, so it's always, and it comes down to the thing we were talking earlier, it's like short-term discomfort for long-term achievement. Yeah. People usually don't make that trade. They make it the wrong way.
Peeps, we love bringing you all this fitness information, and we also want to help bring that information to more people. So if you could help us out, hit that red subscribe button and then hit the notification bell, and we'll continue to bring you the heat. And I won't whisper in your ear. Talk to you guys later.